It is June 2026, and if you were born before 1960, the Social Security Administration has quietly shifted the rules that decide how much money lands in your bank account every month. Most people over 66 will never hear about this change because no one is paid to tell them. The banks don't tell you. The insurance companies don't tell you. The local Social Security office is buried under a stack of new claims, and they only call you when they think you owe them money back. That is why I am here. Today, I am going to walk you through every dollar, every form, and every deadline you need to understand in order to claim what is legally yours. I want to be clear about what this is and what it isn't. This is not a stock tip. This is not a crypto pitch. This is not a get-rich scheme. This is your money. Money you paid into the system for 40, 50, sometimes 60 years. Money the government already owes you. The only problem is, between the 2024 changes, the 2025 adjustments, and the new 2026 cost of living framework, the door to claim some of these benefits is closing for thousands of Americans right now. And once that door closes, your monthly check stays locked at the lower number forever. Let me give you the headline first, because I want you to know what we are chasing. If you were born before 1960 and you have worked at least 30 years in the United States and you have never been told to look at the special minimum benefit at Social Security, you could be missing out on as much as $1,250 a month. That number is the stack. It is not one single check. It is a combination of three things working together: the special minimum PIA, the Medicare Savings Program, and the extra help subsidy for prescription drugs. Most retirees are only collecting one or two of these. Some are collecting zero, and every month they do not act. They lose real buying power at the grocery store, at the pharmacy, and at the pump. I have spent the last few weeks going through the policy memos, the SSA operating instructions, and the 2026 federal poverty guidelines to put this all together. I am going to walk you through each part slowly because I don't want you to miss a single dollar, and I want you to grab a pen or pull up a piece of paper because at the end, I am going to give you a 5-step action plan you can take this week without paying anyone a fee. Before we get into the detail, I want you to do one thing for me. I spend my days tracking these codes because the SSA does not have a team dedicated to calling you and telling you how to save money. They only call when they want money back. The only way to stay in the loop before these 2026 deadlines pass is to be part of this community. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell, because once these windows close, your monthly check is locked in at the lower rate forever. Now let's talk about the first part of the stack: the special minimum benefit. This is the part that almost nobody talks about. And I mean nobody, not the financial advisors on cable news, not the late-night retirement shows, not even most of the frontline workers at your local Social Security office. The special minimum benefit is a rule written into the Social Security Act that was designed for one specific kind of worker: people who spent a long career earning low wages, paid Social Security taxes on every paycheck, but never earned enough in their top 35 years to qualify for a regular benefit that would keep up with the cost of living. Let me explain how the regular calculation works, because you need to see the problem. When Social Security decides what to pay you, they look at your 35 highest earning years. They adjust those old earnings for inflation. They add them up, they divide, they apply a formula. For someone who worked as a teacher, a clerk, a home health aide, a farm worker, a long-haul trucker in the early years, or any job where the wages stayed low for decades, that formula often produces a benefit that is shockingly small. We are talking about numbers like $900, $1,050, sometimes $1,200 a month, and that is supposed to cover rent, food, and medicine for the rest of your life. The special minimum benefit is a separate track. It says if you worked at least 30 years in covered employment, the SSA will pay you a different, higher floor. For 2026, that floor is set at roughly $1,050 per month for someone with 30 years, and it climbs by a fixed amount for each additional year of work, up to a ceiling at 40 years. That alone, for many retirees, is a difference of several $100s a month compared to their current check. But here is the catch, and this is where the hidden change lives. The Social Security Administration does not automatically place you on this track. They do not send you a letter saying, hey, we noticed you would have qualified for more money under the special minimum. They run the regular formula by default. If you want the special minimum benefit, you have to ask for it. You have to specifically request a special minimum PIA recalculation in writing, or you have to bring the right pay stubs and earnings records to a representative who knows to look for it. There is no online button. There is no click here on the My Social Security portal that says, recalculate me under the special minimum. I want to stop right here because what I just explained is not a small footnote. It is the difference between $160 a month and $320 a month for the rest of your life. And if you are watching this in 2026, you are inside the window where you can still fix it. The team at the SSA is not advertising this fix. Nobody on the news is talking about it, but it is real. It is legal, and it has been on the books for decades. So please stay locked into this video, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the bell, because the next section is where the dollar figures are going to startle you. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Picture a woman named Anne. Anne is from West Virginia. She was born in 1957. She worked in a textile mill for 32 years, then cleaned offices for another 11 years. She paid Social Security taxes every single paycheck. She is now 68, and she has been receiving about $1,020 a month for the last 2 years. Anne never went to college. She never had a 401k. Her husband passed away in 2024, and she lives alone in a small apartment. 2 weeks ago, she ran out of her blood pressure medication because the copay went up. She had to choose between the refill and her electric bill. Anne should be collecting the special minimum benefit. Under the regular formula, her 35 best years were skewed by the early mill wages, which were very low even after inflation adjustment. Under the special minimum track, her 32 years of mill work plus the office cleaning, 43 total ENR, would push her benefit to roughly $1,260 a month. That is a $240 raise every month for the rest of her life. And because the 2026 cost of living adjustment is now applied on top of the corrected amount, her first year alone catches up tens of thousands in buying power. The reason Anne was never told is simple. The longer you stay on the lower formula, the less buying power you have at the grocery store, at the pharmacy, and at the pump. The less you have to spend, the more likely you are to take out a reverse mortgage, sell the family home to a cash buyer who advertises on daytime television, or buy an annuity from a phone salesman, i.e., all products that grow richer at your expense. The system is not designed to find you. The system is designed to wait for you to come looking. Hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and stay with me. Now let's move into the second part of the stack, and this is the part the news will never tell you about because it is complicated and doesn't fit in a 30-second soundbite. I am talking about a combination of two programs through Medicare, the Medicare Savings Program and Extra Help, also called the Low Income Subsidy for your prescription drug plan. Here is what you need to know in plain English. If you are on Medicare, and most Americans born before 1960 already are, there are state programs that will pay your Medicare Part B premium for you. That is the $174.70 a month that gets taken out of your Social Security check automatically in 2026. There are programs that will pay your Part A premium if you did not earn it through work. There are programs that cover your deductibles, your coinsurance, and your 20% share of every doctor visit and every hospital bill. And then there is a separate federal program called Extra Help that caps what you pay for prescription drugs at a few dollars per refill instead of the full retail price at the pharmacy counter. Let me do the math for you slowly. The Part B premium alone in 2026 is $174.70. If the state pays that premium for you through a Medicare savings program, that is $174.70 back in your pocket every month. Add the value of your deductibles being paid for you at roughly $240 for Part A and $257 for Part BI. And your annual savings jump another $500. Then add the extra help subsidy. If your prescriptions currently cost you $80, $100, sometimes $200 a month out of pocket, extra help drops that number to about $4.85 for a generic refill and $12.15 for a brand name. The savings there alone can run another $100 a month or more. But, and this is where the second hidden math lives, none of these programs apply automatically. You have to apply for them. You have to apply to your state. You have to apply to Social Security for extra help. And in 2026, the income limits and resource limits were updated, which means more people are now eligible than ever before. The resource limit for extra help went up. The income limits for the qualified Medicare beneficiary program, the specified low-income Medicare beneficiary program, and the qualifying individuals program all shifted. If you were turned down 2 years ago, the door is probably open right now. Let me show you the math of reality with a real-world example. Take a man named Charles from Pennsylvania, born in 1954. He is 67. He took early retirement at 62 with a benefit of $1,140 a month. He takes insulin for diabetes. He takes a brand name blood thinner. He takes a cholesterol pill. Every month at the pharmacy, he hands over his Medicare Part D card and walks out having paid $146 in copays. He pays his own Part B premium of $174.70 out of the check. He pays a Medicare supplement plan another $128 a month. After all of that, he has $691 a month to live on for rent, food, and the rest of his prescriptions at the start of the year. Charles applied for the Medicare Savings Program and Extra Help in March. Both were approved. The state now pays his Part B premium, saving him $174.70 a month. His supplement plan dropped his out-of-pocket drug spending because Extra Help kicked in, saving him another $114 a month. His total monthly income, including those savings, now equals roughly $1,430. He went from $691 to $1,430 in available monthly cash without getting a single new check from the government. Let me add the cumulative loss for you, because this is where the anger should live. Take a senior who is missing out on $540 a month in stacked benefits between the special minimum adjustment of $240 and the Medicare program savings of $300. Multiply that by 12 months in a year. That is $6,480 a year in lost income. Multiply that by 10 years of missed claiming. That is $64,800. Multiply that by 20 years. That is $129,600. We are talking about real money. Money that pays for grandchildren's college. Money that covers the roof replacement. Money that prevents the move into a nursing home too early. Every month you do not act, the cumulative loss grows. Now we move to the third part of the stack, and this is where the good news starts. I am talking about the retroactive lump sum death benefit, the survivor benefit recalculation, and the windfall elimination provision correction that can be reopened if you have the right documents. Let me explain the retroactive lump sum death benefit first. When someone who has been collecting Social Security dies, the SSA is supposed to issue a one-time payment of $255 to the surviving spouse. Most families never collect it because they do not know to ask. If your spouse died in the last 18 months and you never received that check, you need to call the SSA right now and ask for it. Now the survivor benefit. This is where the big money lives. When you lose a spouse, you are allowed to collect survivor benefits starting at age 60 or at 50 if you are disabled. But here is the part that gets missed by almost every financial advisor. If your own retirement benefit is small and your spouse's benefit was larger, you can switch to up to 100% of your spouse's full retirement amount. Let me walk you through a fourth example so you see the math. A man named James, born in 1954, a former teacher, retired from a state pension system in 2019 at age 65. He collected his pension. He also applied for Social Security at 66. His WEP reduction knocked his Social Security check down from a calculated $1,310 a month to $1,040. He thought that was his number. He never asked for a recalculation. In 2026, the new WEP formula caps the reduction at a smaller percentage, raises the years of substantial earnings threshold, and applies a cost of living adjustment. James's new check should be $1,180, and he should receive a one-time retroactive payment covering the difference for the past 24 months. The reason James, Anne, Robert, Gloria, and Charles were never told is the same reason in every case. Nobody is paid to tell them. The system is not designed to find you. I keep saying this because it is true. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell. The next section is the action plan, and I don't want you to miss a step. Now let's put the full step-by-step action plan together. 5 concrete steps you can take this week. No lawyer required. No accountant required. No upfront fee. Step 1, pull your earnings record. Go to the Social Security website and log into your My Social Security account. If anything is wrong, a missing year, a wrong employer, a zero that should be a wage, fix it now through Form SSA 7008. This is the foundation for every other claim. Step 2, ask for a special minimum benefit calculation. Call the SSA at the official number. Ask to speak with a representative about a special minimum PIA recalculation. Have your earnings record open in front of you. Step 3, apply for the Medicare Savings Program through your state. Do not call the SSA for this one. Go to your state's Medicaid website or your state Health Insurance Assistance Program. The application is usually a one-page form. Step 4, apply for extra help through Social Security. This is Form SSA-1020. You can fill it out online. There is no cost. Approval drops your drug copays immediately. Step 5, request a WEP or survivor benefit review. If you have a public pension from a job that did not withhold Social Security, ask for a WEP recalculation. If you lost a spouse in the last 24 months and have not switched to the survivor benefit, request a survivor benefit calculation comparison today. I want to close with this. The 2026 changes did not come with a press conference. They did not come with a public service announcement. They came through operating instructions, internal memos, and quiet updates to the federal poverty guidelines. The people who benefit are the ones who know to ask. That is the entire game. You paid into this system for decades. You are not asking for a favor. You are asking for what is already yours. The most dangerous thing that can happen in retirement is silence. The SSA will not call to tell you to claim more money. The insurance company will not call to lower your premium. Nobody is coming to knock on your door. The people who designed these rules wrote them so that only the seniors who know to ask collect the full amount. You now know to ask. The only thing left is the action. Knowledge is your only shield in retirement. Do not let them catch you off guard. I'll see you in the next one.